Peter had saved Tiger Lily from a deathful fate, and now there was nothing she and her braves will not do for him. All night they stayed above, keeping watch over the home under the ground and awaiting the big attack by the pirates, which obviously could not be much longer delayed. Even by day, they hung about, smoking the pipe of peace and looking almost as if they want tidbits to eat. They called Peter the Great Father, and he liked this tremendously, so that it was not really good for him.
It is so good.
Always when Peter Pan has spoken, it meant that they must now shut up, and they accepted it humbly in that spirit. But they were by no means so respectful to the other boys, whom they looked upon as just ordinary braves. They said "how do" to them, and things like that. And what annoyed the boy was that Peter seemed to think this all right. Secretly, Wendy sympathized with them a little, but she was far too loyal a housewife to listen any complaints against father.
Father knows best.
And now the redskins in their blankets were at their post above, while below the children were having their evening meal. All except Peter, who had gone out to get the time. The way you got the time on the island was to find the crocodile and then stay near him till the clock struck. The meal happened to be a make-believe tea, and they sat around the board, guzzling in their greed, and really, what with their chatter and recriminations, that the noise, as Wendy said, was positively deafening. To be sure, she did not mean noise, but she simply would not have them grabbing things, and then excusing themselves by saying that turtles and pushed their elbow. There was a fixed rule that they must nap at meals, but should revert the matter of dispute to Wendy by raising the right arm politely and saying,
I complain of so and so. Is your mug empty? Sickly darling? Not quite empty, mommy.
He hasn't even begun to drink his milk.
I complain of Nips.
Well, John,
May I sit in Peter's chair as he's not here?
Sit in father's chair, John. Certainly not.
He's not really our father. He didn't even know how father does till I showed him.
we complain of John.
Tootles held up his hand. He was so much the humblest of them. Indeed, he was the only humble one. The Wendy was especially gentle with him.
I don't suppose that I could be father.
No, Tootles.
Once, Tootles began, which was not very often. He had a silly way of going on.
As I can't be father, I don't suppose. Michelle, you will let me a baby?
No, I won't.
As I can't be anything important, would any of you like to see me to do a trick?
No. Children, I hear your father's step. He likes you to meet him at the door.
as so often before, the gay children dragged him from his tree, as often before, but never again. He had brought nuts from for the boys as well as the correct time for Wendy.
Peter, you just spoiled them, you know.
Old baby.
It was me told him, mother, I'll call it old lady.
I complain of Michelle. Father, we want to dance.
Dance away, my little man, but we want you to dance.
It was not really Saturday night, at least it may have been, for they had long lost count of the days. But always if they wanted to do anything special, they said this was Saturday night, and then they did it.
Of course, it is Saturday night, Peter.
Ah, old lady, there's nothing more pleasant of an evening for you and me when the day's toil is over than the rest by the fire with the little ones nearby.
It is sweet, Peter. Is it?
She went to him and put her hand on his shoulder.
Dear Peter, we such a land family. Of course, I have no pets my best, but you don't want to exchange me, do you?
No, Wendy. Certainly he didn't want a chance, but he looked at her uncomfortably, blinking, like one not sure whether he was awake or asleep.
Peter, what is it?
I was just thinking, it is only make believe, isn't it, that I'm their father?
But they are ours, Peter, yours and mine.
But not really, Wendy.
Not if you don't wish it, Peter. What are you feelings to about me?
Those of a devoted son, Wendy.
I thought so.
None of them knew. Perhaps it was best not to know. Their ignorance gave them one more glad hour, and as it was to be their last hour on the island, let us rejoice that there were 60 glad minutes in it. They sang and danced in their nightgowns. Such a deliciously creepy song it was, in which they pretended to be frightened at their own shadows. Little witting that so soon shadows would close in upon them, from whom they would shrink in real fear. So, uproariously gay was the dance, and how they buffeted each other on the bed and out of it. It was a pillow fight rather than a dance, and when it was finished, the pillow insisted on one but more, like partners who know that they may never meet again. The story they told before it was time for Wendy's goodnight story. Even slightly tried to tell a story that night, but the beginning was so fearfully dull that it appalled not only the others but himself, and he said happily,
Yes, it is a dull beginning. I say, let you pretend that it is the end.
At last, they all got into bed for Wendy's story, the story they loved best, the story Peter hated. Usually, when she began to tell the story, he left the room or put his hands over his ears. And possibly, if he had done either of those things this time, they might all still be on the island. But tonight he remained on his stool, and we shall see what happened. Thank you.